Hola pals. It's July 30th, and last week I hit this fuck ass beat, man. Last week I hit 100 books read this year. So I decided, this is all my drama stuff, don't worry about that. I decided to pick out my top 5 books from all of the books that I read this year. And so we're gonna go through that today. Some of these are part of a series, and so the whole entire series technically goes with it. First being Caught Up by Liz Tomford. I actually like Play Along better, but I don't have Play Along in paperback. And furthermore, the whole series is at least 4 stars, if not 5-star reads. So Caught Up follows Kai and Miller. Kai is a professional baseball player, and he has a little baby son, and so he needs nannies, obviously, for his little baby son, but he keeps firing the nannies, which then interferes with his baseball schedule. Enter Miller. She is a professional chef, and she is also the man who owns Kai's baseball team. No, not owns it. He's like the head coach. His daughter. So it's the coach's daughter. And she comes back to stay with her dad for a while because she's in a rut in the kitchen and she just feels like she can't make new things. So she's on her little breaky break. And she gets roped in to nannying for Kai. And then shit goes wild. I really did like this book. I like Play Along better. I do. But this one is my second favorite in the series. It was very good. Yeah, I bought it. I was literally halfway through the book on my phone, on my Kindle, and then I bought this. And I was like, yeah, I need it. I loved it. I love the whole entire series. I'm kind of pissed that we're not getting a book on Emmett, but I'll let it slide. Moving right along, we have Pucking Around by Emily Rath. This one is it's not even a reverse harem. I think it's a Y choose. I don't know. They're polyamorous. And so it follows Rachel, and then there's Caleb, Mars, and Jake. And so pretty much what happens is Rachel is in Seattle one night because I think she has like a flight layover or something. And she meets Jake. And then her and Jake hook up. And then she moves to Florida to become a team doctor for this, the Jacksonville Rays. And then she meets everybody else. And shit gets intense. And what I loved about this book is the way that they all love each other. Like, and I feel like everyone's storyline was very fully developed. There's also 2 little novellas that go after this. And so I think you should probably read those if you want to get everyone's, like, all people in the couple's fully developed storyline. But yeah, it was very well developed. I mean, it's 800 and almost 50 pages, 700 and almost 50 pages. So yeah, it was very good. I loved this storyline. I loved everything about it. Jake, I think, is a forward. And then Mars, his name is like Kilimani or something. He's Swedish. And he is the goalie. And then Caleb is the team equipment manager who used to play hockey, but then something tragic happened. But yeah, I love to see down bad men. I do. And this book, 3 of them. 3 of them for 1. And it was beautiful, truly and fully. The 3rd book in the series, it's also a series. And the 2nd book was also very good. I like this one better. I also like the way that the cover of this one looks better. Yeah, because the 2nd one, I don't like the cover as much. But the 3rd one comes out before the end of the year, I'm pretty sure. I'm so excited. Anywho, then we have Funny Feelings by Terry DeWitt. I will never shut the fuck up about this book. Ever. It follows Farley and Myers. And Meyer's just Meyer. And pretty much she's a comedian and he's her manager. So to like stir up good press because she's going on tour, they have to fake date because Meyer also used to be like a big deal in the comedy world. So they have to fake date. And it was beautiful and it was glorious. There was no smut, and I'm still saying that it was beautiful and it was glorious because A, it was beautifully written. Beautifully. B, not even like, there didn't need to be chemistry. There was. They did have chemistry, okay? Actually, I do think that there was sex too, just not a lot. But like, the way that their relationship developed and like the words that were put on this paper made it so great that I didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, I don't know how to explain it to you other than it was so good. And as somebody who is loud and annoying as fuck, this book was very healing for me. Please read it. I love it. Anyway, moving right along. Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I read this in March. Actually, I read it on a plane. I read it all in one sitting. It was so beautiful. Done and Dusted is before this, and then the third one comes out, I think, in October, September, something like that. Very excited for the third one as well. But this book follows Wes and Ada. And Ada, I think, is the new social media manager. She's an interior designer. So Weston has this new ranch thing, and she is the interior designer for it, and this project is like his baby. But he sees her in the bar first. Before he meets her on the first day of the job, he sees her in the bar. So I'm pretty sure they have a hot and steamy makeout sesh. And obviously, that makes things a little bit difficult. It's giving Miss City Girl and Miss Cowboy. I love a good City Girl and Cowboy. I love a good City Girl and Cowboy. But more than that, this book talks about like depression for sure and other mental health struggles, and the way that both of the characters were so open about it was just so very beautiful to me. And again, I read it in one sitting. I ate this shit up. I do think that Lila Sage can do no wrong, and I do want to be her when I grow up, but that the two are not related. Okay, me reading this in one sitting and me idolizing Lila Sage, not related. Okay, not related. Anyway, moving right along. I have Butcher and Blackbird. It says that I read this for the first time in January, which I think is correct, but I also might have read it once in December and then again in January. I can't remember. Either way, I did technically read it this year. Not for the first time, but still. So it was Rowan and Sloane, and I love this book. I forced my best friend to read it. She is not a dark romance girly, and I am forcing her to read this one in Leather and Lark because I love them so much. And I'm like, I need somebody to at least know what I'm talking about. So she also liked this book. Not as much as I did, but she did like it. So pretty much it follows Rowan and Sage, and they're both, you know, serial killers. And they're low-key competitors, but not really. And so every year they have this, like, game where they both compete to kill someone. It's weird. It's weird. But the book, like, you get their perspectives once a year. Like, literally, the book follows them. It's over the course of 4 years. And it follows them for 4 years. So, like, the first... Yeah, so, like, prologue, it gives you a date, how long the prologue takes place over, and then, let's see if I can find another one. Probably not. Oh, well. But, it was, I just, I don't know what to tell you about this. Again, I don't know what to tell you other than I love this, but I love the way that it was laid out. I also, Rowan, down bad. It's friends to lovers, and I think that there's a correct way and a incorrect way to do friends to lovers, and this was done correctly. And I have an insane amount of respect for that. So, yeah, these were my top 5. Please give them a read if you have a chance. I loved them all. That's it. Peace out, slices.